Howdy, y'all! Welcome to the Lone Star Gaming Channel podcast. This is Checkpoint, where we talk about all things Microsoft, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC Master Race, and all things game related. So pull up a chair and take a swig of that moonshine.
Let's talk about some games.
Let's talk about some games.
Let's do it.
Oh, that was painful.
I told you I'd kill it. Look, we want to ride this country thing hard. Let's ride this country thing hard.
All right, let's do it.
So,
Welcome to the Lone Star Gaming Podcast.
Man, we got a hell of a
This
show.
is the Checkpoint,
Got a hell of a
where
show.
we talk about gaming news, talk about games in general, our inputs on games.
I
and
explained that with my country accent in the beginning.
no. Yeah, but that was painful.
Sorry.
Anyway,
You know what? Bold. That was bold. That was nice.
Appreciate it. I'm just trying to, I don't know.
try something new.
Try something new.
Whatever.
All
All
right.
right, let's look at it.
All right, so today we got Mass Effect animation and patch notes. Well, GameStop shutting down. Not all of them, just some of them. Nintendo Switch warping. Nintendo new IPs. Neo, Amazon Games, Nier Automata, Injustice, Starfinder, Scorpio Specs, PSVR.
We got a
Where
lot.
do we want to start?
I don't know. Let's see.
Do you want to start at Injustice?
Injustice. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it. I'm a big Mortal Kombat person.
Okay.
Then Injustice looks bad.
Injustice just looks bad.
Really, what's wrong with it?
That's all I want to say.
Just looks terrible.
Moving on.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, it's really just the character models. Like, seriously, you can pull it up. I mean, the character models look like garbage.
Really?
I've been reading through some of the comments on some of these websites and stuff. And people are like, oh, it looks so good. And I was like, they look like trash. Wonder Woman looks like a man. Batman just looks like he's confused.
What's up with all these games nowadays? It just seems like more and more games are cutting back on the graphics.
I don't know.
Like we were just talking before about Andromeda.
Catwoman looks.
You see stuff like back in the day, like when Assassin's Creed came out and all the graphics issues and everything. Why is it always the graphics that suffer?
I don't know.
It's just weird.
Not even that. They're going with a loot system
Okay.
with this fighting game.
What?
It's interesting. Yeah.
It's what everybody wants.
Why? Oh, like loot systems in their games?
I guess so.
No, not in a fighting game.
Who knows?
No, not at all.
It could bring a new life to the meta.
Maybe. I'm not very confident in it. Mortal Kombat X, in my opinion, was the best Mortal Kombat they've ever made.
I did play a little bit of Mortal
Hands
Kombat X.
down.
I did.
That's the best one.
I've never played Injustice, the first one.
And Justice, I didn't really care for it.
Really?
And I don't understand how this team coming off of X is going into this. So I'm a little concerned about it.
Have some faith in it. Maybe.
Yeah, no,
May turn
I
out
don't know.
good.
It could turn around, sure.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. Right where I stand now, I'm just kind of like sitting on like, I'm not too sure about this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's cool.
That's all I wanted to touch on with that.
Sure.
Another short one we can just cross off the list here is Nier Automata.
Yeah.
What about it?
Sold 1 million copies in its first month.
Yeah, the creator, I think the director of the whole thing actually came out on Twitter and like thanked everybody for it, which is awesome because Nier is an awesome game. I've only put 17 hours into it so far, but it's a wonderful little ride.
Tell us a little bit about it. I mean, what's going on with the story?
Right,
Is
because now they
everything
must
cool?
have played it.
So like,
Well, you're still impressed with it? Or still having fun?
yeah, I'm still having fun with it. I mean, it's over the top, but it's not a cheesy over the top. It's not trying to be over top for the sake of being over the top. You know? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I mean, you had a whole boss fight where you fought a lady robot that was an opera singer.
I mean, of course,
Yeah,
it's
but
over
it
the top,
worked.
but it's
it's kind of over the top.
It's over the top, done right.
Sure.
Yeah, and
It is a whole crazy notion. We're teenagers fighting alien robots.
They're androids. They're
Yeah,
androids.
We're
fighting
teenage
robots.
androids fighting alien robots who are wanting to take over the Earth.
who see yet can't see
Who
because
see yet
they,
can't
they have the blindfolds.
My
but-
life as a teenage android. It's a little darker. More katanas, more shooting involved.
How's the story?
Yeah.
The story good?
The story is pretty good. Like, so you actually find a village.
Spoilers.
I mean, the game's
Continue.
been out for a while now,
Continue.
but you come out and find this village of robots essentially that are actually peaceful, and that they act like humans and everything. And I mean, there was one part where it cracked me up because this little tiny robot says, "Oh, help me find my little sister robot," and you're like, "Okay," and you go out into the desert. There's this huge robot, but she has it has the mentality of a 5-year-old girl. And so it was just it was just
Is this
funny.
is this a side quest?
Yeah. Side
Okay, so the
quest.
game has like side quests too.
And
What's the overall game length for that game? Like, what's the expected gameplay hours?
oh, I have no clue.
I'm talking to Avery, and like the games we're playing, like Andromeda has like what, a couple, maybe like 30 to 60 hours.
I think Andromeda right now is the main story plus all
40
the
to
extras
60?
is about 50 hours.
I think our big mistake was making all of the games we were playing RPGs, because my game's at minimum like 35.
Yeah.
Just for the story mission. Yours was probably like at least 30 hours for the first mission, like just story.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not playing just story.
Yeah, we
me
looked it
neither.
up on howlongtobeat.com, and everyone that's been reporting that they've beat it have put in about 60 hours.
If you do all the content for my game when I'm playing Neo,
completionist for Neo is 93 hours.
Oh my god.
I kind of, dude, honestly, with how much I've been loving that game right now, I'm probably going to completion. I'm probably going to just trophy, like just like get all the trophies and everything.
Dang.
I'm trying to. Oh my god, I'm having a blast.
I don't ever platinum anything.
I feel like that game is a lot like near in the sense that everything feels kind of over the top, like the ninjutsu, like art combat.
Yeah.
But it's just so good. Like, I have a move where I spin kick with my spear. I like pole vault through the air with my spear and like spin kick dudes. And it's like the greatest thing ever.
Go into it, man.
About Neo?
Just tell us your first impressions. How
yeah.
You're going to be reviewing this,
Yeah.
so go ahead.
Okay, so I've played probably now about like 9 hours. I've just recently started to play around with the forging aspects of the game. The intro kind of wasn't that fun for me. I didn't like the whole Tower of London scenario where you go through the first zone and you're like, I don't know, fighting these little English guards with bastard swords. The first boss was like really, really easy. It wasn't very like challenging. I was not very impressed. And then I got to the first village, and it sucked. Like, I played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and a little bit of Bloodborne, and it's made it be me. I've heard people saying that Neo's easy and everything, but this has been the most punishing Dark Souls-like game I've ever played. It's never been so bad that I get jumped by dudes and I'm dead in 3 hits. Like, it's been an interesting game to learn how to play, because you cannot come into it like Dark Souls, because it kind of feels like Dark Souls, but with the combat with like high, mid, and low, and like
it's a lot more punishing.
It's way different. And key, it's like, it's not like Dark Souls where your enemies can basically constantly just keep hitting you. Like, your enemies have stamina.
Okay.
You can break their stamina. My most efficient way of killing dudes one-on-one is to keep hitting them while they're blocking with all my attacks until their key breaks, and I just assassinate them.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to take into account that they have stamina. Things like the yokai, you can't stun them through, like, stamina loss. Mm-hmm. So there's no, like, you can't just cheese the hell out of yokai.
Well, what are the healing mechanics in the game?
The
like?
healing? Okay, so there are elixirs.
Okay.
Which are basically like
Estus Flex.
Can you potion spam?
You get 4 of them. Okay, that's a good point, because I actually looked into it. I was struggling with a boss, and I went to the shrine, and there's an ability to make offerings. If you make offerings, you can give away items and armor and stuff, and if you keep giving them away after a while, you get rewards in return.
Okay.
And the ones I most often get are elixirs. So I got to a point where I was fighting the second boss. I had like 7 elixirs, but you start off with 4. You get 4 to start with every run after you die and everything.
Does it work like Estus flasks? Or is it just like consumables?
If you die, it's like Estus flasks. You drink them, 1 goes away. You basically get 4 heals per run.
Okay.
So you get to a shrine.
So those stay with you?
Yes, yeah. And if you die, you're always going to have at least 4. But you can make offerings to like shrines, and you can get more through random offering gifts. I know if you lose certain elixirs, like certain amounts of elixirs, if you're not like 1, and you beat a big Cyclops yokai, when you defeat them, they'll drop an elixir. It'll have a higher chance to drop an elixir. So the game seems to be more forgiving when it comes to stuff like that. But I think it's because just from me fighting the yokai alone the past couple hours, the yokai take considerable more effort to take down than the regular enemies. Like the human enemies, the bandits, the soldier dudes, real easy. I don't struggle with them too much. The yokai, like Oni demons, the stone wall demons. I recently fought these ones that have like, it's like a spinning fire wheel with like 2 heads on each side. You can't stun them. You can't interrupt their attacks really, unless you just do a boatload of damage. And even then, it doesn't stagger them to finish them, but it allows you to combo them.
Okay.
So the whole time they have their key, you have to just really be way more fluid in the movement, because if you don't, you can't stun them. You can't just power through them. And they have a lot of health. So every time I've fought in any yokai, it kind of makes every time I fight a yokai, it makes it feel epic.
What are the yokai?
The yokai are these evil, like, dark realm,
Yeah,
demons.
so-
They're basically demons, from the realm of
I feel like the Japanese.
Yeah,
I know this
yeah.
game. I played a little bit of it, but I know this game just from reading stuff. Like it takes like this Japanese legends, like folklore.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
it seems like it's all on Japanese lore. Like the most famous one I think is the Kappa demon.
the Kappa, the turtle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was talking about that.
It's got a beak, and you know the
Little fuzzy hair thing, how it
Yeah,
said.
Dylan's
yeah.
on a ride over here about these turtles. He's like, yeah, I'm just slaying all these demons, and then these turtles pop up. So
And they don't fight you. The Kappa demons are the first yokai I fought that when you engage them, they actually flip barrel roll over you and then just take off. And I didn't know why. When I killed them, I found out that those yokai have a bunch of epic level loot.
Oh.
But what I have figured out, and I figured it out today, I was playing through this past submission, killing the yokai demons and the Kappa demon. Neo feels a lot like Diablo 3 to me, in the fact that it's really based on loot.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also found that the loot that drops is randomly generated, because each item, depending on what rarity it is, has more random effects. But you can't control them. Like I have a Kusarigama that has increased a guard break if I'm in low stance.
Okay.
Right? Now you can reforge these things, because when you're in the actual mission hub page, they have a blacksmith, a dojo, and at the blacksmith you can forge items to. You basically can take one of the random benefits, and you can reforge it into a different random effect.
Okay.
So if you have a spear and it has these like skill break, skill damage, and high stance bonus damage, but you never use high stance. If you never use high stance, you can just click that reforge, and it might give you like low stance guard break, and that may be more useful for you.
So it's kind of like Diablo's. What was that called? You could take your weapon there, and you could just like totally redo it.
Oh yeah, reforging.
Yeah,
It's just called reforging.
It's the same thing. You can reforge gear in Neo.
Okay.
It's actually specifically called reforging.
Okay.
Also, I found out that if you use a specific weapon enough, like it's not just a specific weapon type. So I had a Genin Kusarigama, and I found a Tusarogama Kusarigama, and they're two different weapons, same type. But I had max familiarity with my weaker Kusarigama, which, if I actually stuck with the Genin Kusarigama, I could take weapon random bonuses from that Kusarigama and put it on my better Kusarigama. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So how's the story? Are you like
The story so far,
is it like tossed in there?
I mean, it's got more of a story than like maybe Dark Souls, but it's really, so far, I went to the first village, I found that boat, I've been talking to a ninja man who was a cat like in his robes, and I helped him aid his allies by going to a cave and saving an old man's son, and I haven't gotten any farther than that.
Okay.
So I don't know too much of the story, but it does seem like more of an effort than you saw with Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 2.
On a scale of Dark Souls 1 to Bloodborne, how difficult is it?
I don't know, because I'm still playing it, but this is something that like I can't really compare it to my time playing Dark Souls, because this has been required a lot more of a learning curve, because it's and I'm not bashing Dark Souls or Bloodborne or anything like that for its combat system, but you really realize how simple Dark Souls keeps it with like regular attacks, power attacks, block. You know, you dodge, you can throw in magic here and there, but when you come to like just weapon combat, it's real basic.
Yeah.
So my dad's watching. He's posting crap in the chat.
That's cool.
Good old pops. Anyway, so I played a little bit of it, and first thing I really noticed was what you just said. There was a difference immediately from Dark Souls to Neo, and that was definitely how complicated it was. I got in there, I was just like high stance, low stance, mid stance. I was just like, This is a lot.
Well, I'm already starting to
There's
freak.
combos, and then there's just all these different types of weapons, and
I'm already starting to freak out with that because I'm starting to realize, like I said, that I feel like Neo is more like a kind of Dark Souls mixed with Diablo, where it's a lot like a loot game. So I feel like I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time actually going to a lot of the submissions just to actually get all the gear I need because it's random. You can't actually plan what you're gonna get from drops there. Like I got a Kusarigama that gives high stance key reduction, but I never use high stance Kusarigama. So I'm like, I don't really want this. It's 5 damage more than my weaker Kusarigama, but its benefits are more suited for me.
I liked, I saw one of the things that when I was going through the tutorial missions and stuff like that, and I was getting more gear, it would automatically tell me like, hey, this is better for you than what you have on, and like here's the different effects that's gonna have. I did like that. That was a good little feature.
Oh, in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, but it just kind of depends. Like, it tells me that the Warlord armor is better than my Youngblood armor, but I mean, I don't wear heavy armor because I'm not built to wear.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it leaves up to you. Like,
yeah.
You know,
I also found out that believe it or not, I didn't notice it at first, but it is like Dark Souls where gear, like armor, has skill work, has stat requirements. Like you can't wear an archer garb really unless you have a high enough skill. Like I found a hat. It's like basically like a little archer, like a little wooden straw hat.
Yeah.
But I can't wear it because I don't have 7 skills. So if I wear it, I get penalties. I can't wear the plate armor because if I do, I get penalties. So my strength is like 6. I'm a dexterity build. I can't wear plate armor like the bandit armor, the warlord armor, the plate armor. I can't wear that. Really.
By the way, does the armor look awesome?
Oh my god, dude. Yes.
I got to the first area, the first zone, and I just had like this totally simple, like peasant, like Japan garb on, but I had the cool little straw hat, you know, like Samurai Jack wears.
Yeah,
So I was like, 10 out of 10.
I love the aesthetics of the game.
It does. Yeah,
it's the best. I was skeptical at first because I don't really ever play more Japanese-like games. But when I first started, the minute I got into it, I like couldn't understand what everything was saying. It's like unusual Mengu armor headpiece, and I'm like, what does that even mean? I put it on, good stats, and it's like a face mask made out of metal with like a demon's like horn, like tusk on it and everything.
Huh.
So I was like, I'm just gonna start wearing this, but I look like a demon with a spike and chain. So I was like, absolutely. I'm like ninja dodging throughs and like flurrying them with a little ball and chain. The greatest.
Yeah.
I'm obviously gonna review the game and like actually put more like intellectual commentary into it about the game and like my thoughts on it. But I mean, so far, 10 hours in, it's been a blast.
I can't wait until I'm done with Andromeda so I can start. I think definitely I'm going to go straight to Neo after I'm done with this.
Yeah.
And
I would recommend it because I mean, like honestly, I haven't played a game like this in a while. It may be my bias towards Dark Souls like games, but this is the kind of
you can't be. I mean, you like what you like.
This is the way I'm just saying. These are the kind of games I live for.
That's
So
not
it's
true
like,
because we all chat on Lords of the Fallen. So
oh, Lord of the Fallen was obviously.
Yeah, I mean, everybody did.
I'll tell you what. I was upset when.
I remember you bought that game. You
Yeah,
bought it and
I
everything.
bought that game. I was like, all right, cool, little Dark Souls spinoff. It's kind of like Dark Souls, whatever. Not spin-off, but and it just sucked.
Obviously.
But I was happy. I'm happy to hear this because when I finished Dark Souls 3, I was just like, man,
What now? What happens?
now? You know,
I'm just glad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same way because when I played Dark Souls 3 when it came out, and I love Dark Souls 3. It may honestly be my favorite Dark Souls game now.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Dark Souls 3 was really just.
It probably is my favorite.
Yeah.
And Neo's keeping that same idea of Dark Souls 3. I'm noticing they're kind of playing on Bloodborne a lot more, where the games are just focusing more on being fast.
It is a lot faster.
Neo, Bloodborne, fast. Dark Souls 3, way faster than 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Way faster than 2 and 1.
Yeah.
But I mean, Neo, same way. It's basically all about speed. I mean, from what I've seen, I haven't tried any heavy armor builds. But I mean, with my build, if I get hit like 3 times, I'm basically dead. If I get jumped by 4 dudes and I can't crowd control them, I'm gonna get killed in like 4 seconds, probably.
Wow.
So, I've really been playing the game more like a ninja. I've been taking every enemy, I've been like pulling them with like kunai, with like my ball and chain. I can throw it like 10 feet and then pull them towards me. So I'm like climbing around with my longbow, my kusarigama, and my spear, and I'm really like ninja one at a time, dealing strategically with the game.
I think there's 2 things. First thing is, I think when I play, I'm definitely going to go with like more like a heavier samurai build.
I would recommend for you, I would say maybe take the axe. Because the axes, from what I've seen...
I played around with the axe.
What the axes do, from what I've seen, they look sweet.
The axe in the tutorial, I actually found myself using that more than the sword.
The bastard sword?
Yeah.
I hated that thing.
I was just like, man, this axe is just kicking ass. It was just all over the place.
For what I've been talking about the Kusarigama so much, I actually love my spear to death. I love the spear play.
I always play Dark Souls with a spear, and I know that I'll be using a spear as my backup weapon.
So many cool skills, dude. I can like I said, I can do this like spin kick off my spear. I'm building towards a skill where it allows me to leap in midair during combat and plunge on them.
There you go.
A plunging attack mid combo called Leaping Monkey. I'm building towards that, and I'm just so excited. I'm like, dude, I can literally fly around the battlefield, dodge their attacks midair, and just plunge them.
Tell me about the ranged combat, because I played with it a little bit in the tutorial area.
Don't underestimate it.
Really?
There have been so many enemies. There have been so many enemies that I've seen where when I attack it the first time, there's a dude with a flaming arrow at the top, and he keeps shooting me while I'm fighting two dudes. It's the worst thing ever. So instead, if you can pull out your bow or your rifle, there are rifles in the game. If you can pull off headshots, you can assassinate basic enemies. Every enemy I've hit so far in the head that wasn't a yokai with a bow and arrow died immediately. So it makes it. Don't forget about it. I've recently found out that I scale better with rifles than bows. So I have a hand cannon now. So I got a cannon gun and I got a spear and Kusarigama. So just don't forget your ranged items. Try and land headshots, especially land headshots, because from what I found with that too, ammunition's hard to get by. It's not easy to find ammunition because they know if they keep giving you a bunch of ammo, you can keep headshotting everything. Because the AI isn't that great. You can see if you're on one roof and one's over on the other side, you can snipe them from there. I've done it plenty of times. But they only give you at most, like per mission, the max you can bring is 12.
So there's like no straight ranged build.
I think I saw people talk about playing straight like bow and like kunai and shurikens. You could do it. It would probably not last because you don't have enough aerospace.
Eventually, you will fall back on a sword.
I can only assume. I haven't tried it. I haven't played all that much, but I think I saw people talking about it. I thought I saw someone bring up they were playing like an unarmed fisticuffs Neo gameplay, and I don't know if you can even do that
because Neo's not hard enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You see dudes talking about playing Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero controller, so who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my first thoughts on the game. It's really cool.
Really liking it.
Lots to go through still, but from what I've played, the 10 hours, a lot of content, plenty more to go through. I'm excited.
All right, cool. All right, so what next? You got Mass Effect, GameStop, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo new IPs, Amazon, Starfighter, Scorpio, PSVR.
Let's talk about Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, sure. We're talking about the Switch warping and some new IPs being released. Some new.
Who found this online?
Oh, that was me.
Okay, go ahead.
Just real quick, 1 second.
You can feed into the new IPs as well. That's your story.
For sure. Second. Okay, so I got a post here from Express.co. We're talking about how just this past week, a lot of Nintendo Switch consoles that have been coming to stores, people who are buying them are reporting that apparently the Switches are warping when they're in the resting docks. Like straight up, the consoles are bending. It's when it's docked, I believe.
So it's charging and it's getting overheated and it's warping.
Yeah, so they've actually there are pictures where it's got a nice little banana curve. And
so, didn't they just got past, I think, the sync issue where people were getting home, turning on their Switches, and their controllers wouldn't even connect to the Switch.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's when they're docked for too long. If they're kept in a little like docking bay for like TV gameplay too long, they will warp. So if you're playing the Switch at home, just chilling on your TV, you may turn it off, pull it out, take it to go, and it's warped. So I don't know how you actually would play. I think because I don't know how it works.
Because
do you put the controllers on the side of the thing and take it with you?
So that's
they kind of slide on the sides and you just kind of go from there.
So while you're playing on the go, your whole screen's warped. I don't know how bad it works.
I think when you sent me this during the week, I went in and I looked at it, and I think I read that it hasn't affected how the machine runs.
Yeah,
it just has affected the shape.
Yeah. So like the screen still works and everything, and it still works fine, but it's still.
Well, they're saying the reason why it hasn't been affecting gameplay as much is because there's no disc drive. I mean, it'd probably be a different story if we had to put a disc in there when it's like a warped console. Like if the whole like entry for the disc was like warped too.
No, I see what you're saying.
So that probably helps, but I mean, it hasn't affected anything really.
That's interesting. I mean, I know that I don't think it's all across the board. I think it's just some of these are having overheating issues. I don't think it's all of them. Same with the sink issue. So I don't know what's going on at their production plant, but something's busted with the sink and then the warping issues. So I don't know. That's really odd.
Yeah, they're saying it might be down to a few faulty units rather than something that's inevitably going to happen. So, I mean,
what?
Like this dude, like one guy on the thread said he's had his dock exclusively for 120 hours of gameplay so far, and
really?
He has had no warping on his.
Okay.
So he's saying it could probably be just faulty units, but yeah. I mean, just
it's got to be because I think if it was.
It has to because the same day that I
sold this would be huge.
Yeah, there would be
all these
huge outcry,
and Nintendo would be getting sued or whatever.
Wait, I mean, it has to be because like the first time I actually saw that post, right below it, like right beneath that story, was the fact that Best Buy, like April 3rd, had just restocked, like Monday, start of the week, restocked on their Switch console like stock.
Oh.
Same day that this Best Buy has been stocking up, it's gone.
Well, I went to GameStop and I just asked him like, "Hey, what's going on with the Switch?" He's like, well, the only way to get one currently
it's like pre-order
is you have to buy it online.
Okay.
They'll ship it to the store and you can come pick it up here. And I was like, really?
Can't just grab one.
He's like, yeah, we're not even receiving them unless they've been ordered online. Like, geez. And then I went online. I was like, okay, so the only way they were selling it was in the bundle. They weren't selling the unit itself.
Yeah.
And the bundle didn't even come with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's just why. I don't even know. Why would I want to Switch if I'm not going to get Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, talking about that, Nintendo.
There we go.
Nintendo has been talking about
segue.
They've been talking They've been talking about It came up in an article where they over at Express. They've been talking about Nintendo announced that over 60 games have been confirmed for the Nintendo eShop. But in that same article, they're already talking about that apparently Shinya Takahashi has came out and talked with interviewers from the Express online site and have been saying that they're preparing one new IP after another for the Switch because their main focus is to capitalize on the Joy-Con controllers and the kind of the hardware drive setup, being able to go mobile or docked. They're trying to build a lot more unconventional new releases to capitalize on that.
Okay, so what does that mean, though? Does that mean like we're going to get a bunch of more games like 1-2 Switch?
I mean, it says unconventional, so
hope not.
I assume they're going to open up new IPs that will actually use the Joy-Con controllers.
Stupid, gimmicky games.
I'd love to see more RPGs on that thing, honestly.
yeah, whatever.
I was telling that last time we
were
were recording. I would love to see Nintendo pump out more RPGs.
RPGs, shooters, whatever. Let's just get off this gimmicky crap. They as soon as Nintendo console comes out, they always launch stupid little gimmick games that last you 15 minutes each, and then you're done. And it's like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if they come out with RPGs, I'll definitely buy it because.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Super Mario Odyssey. That looks really neat.
Well, they've come out. Did y'all see that game that came out? The indie releases like Snipper Clips.
Yeah.
Do you see that game Snake Pass?
Mm-mm.
Where you play on the Wii U. It's like a Wii U game where you control a snake, but you don't. It's a platform, but you don't jump. You use a controller, the Joy-Con controllers, to like move the snake around to like wrap around poles, and use the snake's body to like. You basically play like a snake.
Sounds like a gimmick.
I mean, they're praising games like Snipper Clips and Snake Pass because of how important they are for the Nintendo Switch.
It's just.
So I think absolutely
it's killing them.
I think absolutely that's what we're going to see from Nintendo. We're going to see way more of that.
Why don't they realize that's what's killing them?
I have no idea. I mean,
because they still make money from it.
But it doesn't have to kill them, though. They can still do that and make games with it. It's just, I mean, you're going to expect that, though. You can't expect them to bring a game out with a hard drive setup like that and not expect games like Snake Pass, Snipper Clips, that boxing game,
great,
whatever.
You're going to have those games, but you need to be hitting up some third-party developers telling them, hey, we need you guys. We're going to make all this campy, gimmicky crap, but we need you guys to make, the hard hitters.
Well, they aren't just talking about unconventional. They're also saying that they're working to make revolutionary new IPs.
Okay.
They're trying to make new stuff to maybe revolutionize Nintendo as a company, bring it back into the limelight. And I think they got the right idea. The best way to do that would be to create new actual IPs for the game.
I mean, I think new IPs.
Ones that will go past the Switch's lifespan. You don't want just games built for the Switch because you can't make that on new consoles.
I don't think it's worth getting upset about until we see E3.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And
I bet you at E3 they're gonna have 10 different games like Snipper Clips or Snake Pass or whatever. Snipper Clips. We're gonna have a game where you can use Joy-Con to snip someone's hair.
It'd be awesome to see them talk about making AAA titles and everything, new IPs for that, but also open up indie developers to Switch.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
I think Shovel Knight came to. I think Shovel Knight's on the Switch.
Yeah.
That's what you get for the eShop. But like Paul was saying, what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, just you have the AAA titles come out, but then also have indie developers.
That's right. Well, what I was saying was the games like Snake Pass, stuff like that. They are all indie made games, and Nintendo's already said how they are important for the console's lifespan. So, they're already saying they want stuff like what they already have, like those games they're talking about. They want more of those.
But I think I'll just plainly say I will get a Switch if I can see a bunch of JRPGs come out.
I'm excited for E3. I want to see what Nintendo can do. I'm serious. I want to actually see them make something cool.
But
the console can't handle AAA games.
We have somebody in the comments, Whiskey Tex, who says the console can't handle indie
AAA games.
Can't handle
AAA titles.
Well,
could you imagine Nier Automata being on the fucking Switch? Could you imagine Neo being on the Switch? That'd be weird as hell.
Well, to be fair,
you could do
and to argue with this man, Skyrim is on the Switch.
That is true, actually.
And it's not just any Skyrim. It's the revamped Skyrim.
How's that for a AAA title?
That is a AAA title. And I have to argue with this man in the comments that you are wrong, sir.
Didn't that come out on the 360? The remastered version?
When did Skyrim launch? Was that on the last? That wasn't the last gen. Skyrim was on the 3. They've been shoving it down our throats for so long. I don't know which generation.
It came out 360. It came out 360. I'm pretty sure.
Think back, I think 7 years ago, 7 years ago, you went to QuakeCon and got to see the first preview of it.
Yeah, me and Tevis went there, and
left me.
We got there late. We're so excited to see Skyrim. What's his name? Todd Howard is there, showing off the game, and we got there too late, and they wouldn't let us in.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Oh, really?
No. And that was how long ago?
That was back when they were just previewing.
And we're still talking about it.
We're still talking about it.
They still want us to play that game. I don't care about Skyrim anymore.
That was my first QuakeCon, too. God, that must have been...
I remember...
Whiskey Tech said, how old is Skyrim? AAA 4 years ago, maybe. That's what I'm saying. I remember, have you seen gameplay for Skyrim on the Switch? It doesn't look pretty. It looks like a 360 game.
No, of course. Skyrim, it's still running on that old engine.
But you see games coming out like Persona, not Persona, but Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem is not like a AAA hard hitter, though.
Yeah, I know, but games like
for
those.
Nintendo, it is.
But games like those look good. Those don't look bad.
No, they don't look bad. They're more like an artistic.
There's that, and then there's Skyrim on the Switch is very clearly a port. It just looks looks like an old Xbox One rendering. Launched and put on the Switch. Yeah. Todd Howard's buy it. You're Nintendo. You've never played this before. Buy it.
I remember at QuakeCon when we got to see the first ever preview of Doom. We were sitting behind those developers and I didn't realize it, and I said, "Well, this is either going to suck really bad or it's going to be really good."
Oh,
and they turned around and looked at me, and you looked out you leaned in. Those are the developers.
That's right. We were sitting right behind the Doom developers.
Yeah, that's cool.
I remember Tevis said there was this little robot.
The Roomba. We call it the Doomba.
That's right.
The developers called that Roomba the Doomba.
I remember looked back and said, "No, it's the Doomba."
Yeah, they were whispering. It was mid gameplay. Tevis was "Oh, look, a Roomba," and he was "We call it the Doomba." We're "Holy shit!" They talked to us. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, those guys are pretty cool.
Anyway, moving on from Nintendo. What do you want to talk about? We have Mass Effect animation and patches, Andromeda. We have GameStop closing. We have Amazon.
Let's just talk about GameStop.
GameStop. All right. So we talked about
An end of a generation.
No, don't say such things.
There's no way it's
true.
gone yet.
There's no way. Not yet.
Like, if the stores just up and disappear, it's the end.
I think we all know that eventually GameStop will go out like Blockbuster did.
Yeah.
Just overnight.
That sucks.
It's just gone.
That big time sucks.
I mean, and developers, I've heard so many times, hate GameStop because they're not getting the money off used games.
Right.
But you know what? GameStop is very near and dear to my heart because
Absolutely.
I couldn't game without GameStop.
No, yeah. My whole from age 6 to 18 was just buying off the damn GameStop.
Keep talking.
stores.
I'm going to give you an example. But go
For
ahead.
sure. And I mean, talking about the GameStop stores closing, I mean, absolutely. They're, like I was saying, the companies are complaining that they aren't getting profit through GameStop for their games. And I mean, obviously some people are hearing this because even Amazon has come out and said they're opening up 120 jobs this week, I think they said, for their new launch. They're trying to launch an Amazon Gaming Studios.
Yeah.
So even Amazon's trying to take business away from stuff like GameStop. They want to make it more online, I think. So maybe we'll come to a point in the next 5 years where we straight up will just see games only digital. I have no idea.
Watch your head there.
Yeah, I actually just bumped the screen real quick. But yeah, I mean, Amazon, that was interesting to me. I found that, and that was pretty cool. The fact that the place where you can buy basically anything is also going to start releasing games through themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty thing. I can see that you could make an argument that GameStop may not be... its future might be shorter than we thought at first. Because I thought before, I never thought about it, I thought I thought GameStop would last at least a decade, probably.
The thought never crossed my head.
It just kind of became that
GameStop has always been here, and I never thought it would go away.
It's been that thing, you just kind of expect to be there. When you're a gamer, you think of stuff like GameStop.
I remember getting the first Call of Duty at GameStop.
God, I remember back when Fallout 3 came out. I remember when Dark Souls 2 came out. I remember... What are the games that I bought through GameStop on release day?
It's one of those things where I'm sad.
I got Call of Duty 4 Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
I got that at GameStop on release night. I mean, it's weird seeing it gone. And honestly, I kind of do miss it, and I kind of don't, because it has a kind of nostalgia feel. I do miss going into stores and buying games, stuff like that. But at the same time, I really don't care, because buying online's pretty fluid, pretty efficient. So it's not really a bad shift. It's just kind of sad.
So what exactly is going on with GameStop? So it's starting to close. I know they closed multiples.
I believe all I saw was that they've already announced 150 stores have closed.
Yeah.
Nationwide. And we're not saying. I mean, sorry if anybody's thinking this. We don't.
Wait, yeah.
We're not saying that GameStop is for sure closing and everything, but we're kind of just giving our thoughts. I mean, honestly, it's probably.
Keep talking.
I mean, just looking at stuff like I said, with new gaming studios, even Amazon coming out, it's looking like GameStop's going to get a lot of competition. I'm speculating in less than a decade we're going to see GameStop's probably not around anymore.
Or not as much of an influence.
We're going to see a big shift towards digital.
Yeah.
I probably don't even sound special saying that, because I'm sure anybody could think of that.
Okay. So here's a good example. Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
On the Xbox store. $60.
Yeah.
At GameStop, I can go buy a used copy. 90% chance it's gonna work.
Yeah.
$35. That's almost half price.
That's the big one. The used ones. We'll take your game that you played for a week and sell it at half price.
I mean, you can't beat that.
Well, it's just GameStop. They buy games from people at way cheaper prices. We'll buy your copy of Titanfall 2 for $15, and we'll sell it for $35.
Without the trades, without the deals that they offer, I could not be a gamer. I couldn't afford to be.
No, for sure. We aren't rich folk here. We don't even have a camera recording our stream right now.
Yeah, as Whiskey Tex was so kind to point out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we've got a webcam, but
yeah, for some reason he's still sticking around.
The webcam doesn't like to pick us all up. But
anyway, so go ahead, continue on with your.
I don't have much more to talk about with that, honestly.
I don't know. I know that GameStop is trying to stay alive, but I know that they just opened about their. They have a game development studio.
Really?
Their first game was Song of the Deep. That was GameStop's game.
What was it?
Yeah.
What was the game called?
Song of the Deep.
Oh, that's a GameStop title.
Yeah, that was GameStop's game.
Oh, so you're seeing GameStop and Amazon releasing gaming studios.
Yeah, but GameStop did that like a year ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of old news. But yeah, GameStop has a studio that they started up, and Song of the Deep was their first game. I think they partnered with Insomniac or something like that. May not have been Insomniac.
Just get off the ground, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, just to get off the ground. But yeah, it's their studio, and they made it.
That's
That's
actually
awesome.
a really good move to partner up with Insomniac.
Insomniac's just
They make
fire.
yeah.
It's great.
But anyways, what's next on that?
Moving on from that, we have Mass Effect Andromeda, the patches that came out. We talked about that last week. Animation fixes. We have Starfinder, the Iconics for the tabletop RPG coming out from Paizo. Starfinder has been announced. They've given you all the example races and some of the classes. Scorpio specs. The new Xbox consoles come out. And they give all the specs for it and everything. And the big one I saw was PlayStation VR is selling to businesses rather than games now. Do we want to talk about that one?
You want to go to VR real quick?
Let's talk about PlayStation VR selling to businesses rather than games, like theme parks, game arcades, stuff like that.
I was on IGN the other day looking up the specs for the Scorpio when it released.
Okay.
The second highest rated comment when I was there was my PS2 wasn't that powerful, but damn sure it had a lot of games.
Yeah. Talked about that last week too.
Yeah, talked about
Xbox has got to step it up.
Yeah, all the games. It
But
definitely
anyway,
needs more
All
games.
right, so
Back onto the PSVR. You shared this with us.
yeah, so this was coming out of the Washington Post, and so it looks like they're starting to shift. This isn't confirmed or anything. It's just kind of like rumors right now. But it looks like this is the way it's going to go. They have been unable to keep stock up. They're just not making enough.
The VR.
Of the VR, and stores don't really have them. You can go on Amazon though, and get them. I know that.
Yeah.
Supposedly there hasn't been enough stock, and they've been kind of hard to find. However, nowhere near as near as a Switch, but just just because they're hard to find. It looks like they're starting to shift to businesses and like roller coasters and theme parks. We have Six Flags over Texas here.
I was talking about that. Yeah.
And yeah, you were telling us
They've already changed one of the old rides over here, and God, where is it over by Fort Worth?
Arlington.
I think it's Arlington.
Arlington. The stuff that's over near Arlington. They've already replaced one of the old rides with a Shockwave. It's like a double flip ride.
Yeah, it's
they
just two
replaced
loops.
They replaced it with a VR like reservation ride. You gotta walk up, grab ticket like receipts. Which when you come back at the set time, you be like, hey, I have the receipt. Let me get in line. They let you in the line, which goes outside of the ride now. And when you get up to the top, they set you up. They have a whole rack full of VR headsets. They have you strap them on. They explain how to use them and everything. And it's become a intergalactic, like, alien space version.
I actually saw a commercial for it this week.
So you basically get on the ride, and you hit the VR. As you're going up the hill, you enter a wormhole, basically. And you become a starfighter dude. And you fight aliens, and like you shoot through meteors. And I didn't realize this halfway through. It's a game on the ride. You can move your head around and shoot at stuff, and you get a score at the end of it. And it tells you on the roller coaster who has the highest score. Yeah, for real.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's kind of cool, but but the ride, they didn't explain that to me. So we're just sitting there, and I'm like,
what is the headset that they're using?
it's like a.
Is it Oculus? Is it?
I think I didn't look at.
Is it VR?
I think it's VR.
Is it PSVR?
I think this calls for a trip to Six Flags to
Go
confirm.
Confirm. I mean, I
report back.
I have a season pass. I'll go back there and look at it. But yeah, it's like the VR headset. They have the phone in the thing. You put it in there, and they have this like head tie strap, like basically little like strap on things in your back of your head, and they tighten it for you so it stays on.
Yeah.
And you basically and then they just like explain to you, keep your hand inside the ride at all times, but you can't even really see them, and then you just go.
If I can't see them, where will I know where they're
Well,
at?
everything just looks really weird at first. It's like loading mission.
Yeah.
And as you're going up the hill, it looks like a regular day, but through an Oculus. And then all of a sudden you see a wormhole like kind of swooshing in front of you on the ride, and then you just switch to like Starfighter. Crazy.
That sounds pretty awesome.
It was okay, but I mean, it's really disorienting.
I probably would throw up.
I mean, my girlfriend almost freaked out.
I really want to take you to Six Flags.
There's a 99% chance I'm gonna puke.
That's awesome.
So
We'll get you like a big old turkey leg first, or even better, at that one they have Panda Express.
oh,
Which is
that's
Chinese
right.
food,
Yeah, they do.
and they
Yeah,
just
do.
vomit everywhere.
I hate Six Flags. I've been there so much.
How have you been there so much?
Me and Tevis spent like a whole summer where we went like every other week.
They got a bunch of new rides too.
Oh.
So yeah, they're doing stuff. But I mean, the focus. I mean, like the
Right.
the VR stuff.
So yeah, back to the point was.
Well, that's just an example of they are definitely selling virtual headsets to.
I mean, and that's
businesses now.
once again, here we go. We get a new thing of software from a new whatever you want to call it, and a new piece of hardware, and they give up on it. They're done.
Mm-hmm.
They've just tossed it aside. If this is true, and it kind of looks like it is that yeah, they're pretty. There's no, I mean, game lineup for this headset is pretty scarce. Which
Yeah.
is weird because it has such a strong launch. It had tons of games for it.
For the VR.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why they're doing this again. They released it, and if you would support it, get some innovation in there, launch some good AAA titles on it, you're gonna have people that say, you know what, that looks pretty cool, I want to buy it.
You think AAA games on a VR headset?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you want to see
Resident
stuff.
Evil 7.
Well,
You could attach it to.
You want to see stuff for the VR, but I mean, you're telling me that before. You're talking about Nintendo being gimmicky. Don't you think the VR is kind of gimmicky, to be honest?
I think
more gimmicky. It's basically games built around first-person gameplay.
I wouldn't say it's gimmicky. I would say it's more like it's an add-on. This is an option for you. You don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
You have to buy your Joy-Con controllers. You know.
Yeah.
The whole console's like that. But they say all these most of the PS4 games I'm buying now, or I'm looking at, say VR compatible. It's an option for a lot of the games.
Right.
Maybe that's what they're relying on. They're just like, well, all the games are VR optional, so they can play them like that if they want.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that they need to make some exclusives for the PSVR. I think they should have. I mean, we haven't even a year into it, and they're just like, we're done. So
Yeah,
just like the Vita, we're just gonna give up.
saw
on
that
it.
with the Xbox Connect.
Let it
You saw
die.
it with the PS4 Connect equivalent.
The difference is though, is the Kinect was garbage.
But I mean, it's the same thing. They're trying to capitalize on a new thing. Like they probably saw the Oculus on the phone and everything, and they were like, "We can make a gaming thing with that."
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure before the VR headset came out, you saw people using the Oculus for like indie games. I'm sure they did. I'm sure you could look up someone like Markiplier or PewDiePie, and you could probably very easily find some indie game on there they played with a VR headset.
Whiskey Tech says that VR is a gimmick, and
I agree.
I think right now it is.
I agree.
Definitely.
I think it honestly will always be a gimmick.
It's the same as 3D TV.
Yeah.
We have to. This is our 4th star of the show, Whiskey Tex. Thanks for being a part of the show, Whiskey Tex.
Absolutely.
You can be a part of the show too if you watch us Friday or Saturday nights on Twitch. Just gonna tag that in there.
Also have a YouTube channel. We post there.
Also have a
regularly.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, share.
The whole VR headset thing makes me wonder about Microsoft's HoloLens. It's not just VR; it's also hologram stuff. I remember at E3 last year they showed a quote unquote live demo of them playing Minecraft with like HoloLens, where the landscape actually built up on a table, and you controlled your character from like a top-down free camera perspective, basically.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, I look at that and I wonder how that's going to affect gaming at all, because could you imagine playing a horror game where it's like your actual house and the monster is controlled with the HoloLens?
Oh, the game just
That
adds.
would be absolutely terrifying.
The game just
Yeah.
adds VR to it too, but it looks like your house.
Yeah.
Oh,
like, no, so the HoloLens, I think they said that it has the ability to actually do full VR, but then it's able to actually see your house, so it's clear.
Right. So right. What I'm saying is, take a game where all it does is it adds like the monsters.
Yeah.
Into your, if you can see through the VR.
Yeah, and all you have to do is take your controller and walk around and like do special things. Like you gotta find special items. And
That's how you're gonna end up like going in your own house and falling in the bathtub, busting your head open because you're in the bathroom. A monster pops out, you shit your pants, drop your feet, fall on your back of your head in the bathtub and die. I don't know.
Make your family members raise questions.
It just sounds like a gimmick. Like, who had the idea that they want to walk around with a big old thing strapped on their head, walking around playing video games? Like,
I mean, I don't know.
That's the thing you see in arcades. Like, remember that old arcade game where it was like they had the big old thing you pull down over your eyes? It's like a tank game where you walk on a treadmill basically in the arcade games. I remember that stuff. That was like an arcade game. And arcade games, let's be honest, they're just gimmicky games you play for like 30 minutes. Maybe.
Well, some of those older people out there might take offense to that.
I'm just saying, like, back then, I'm sure people saw that and was like, oh, 3D tank controlling in an arcade. That looks gimmicky. And I'm sure they laughed seeing kids pull it over their eyes, walk up like this on a treadmill in the middle of a gaming arcade.
I'm the tank commander.
Yes. Oh, I'm surrounded by tanks. Spinning around.
My favorite one was to set in the, they make that little sphere.
Yes.
And you sat in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you took control there.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was perfect.
The Jetfire one, and then there was one with a robot.
Yeah.
The one with the robot was sick.
I remember that one too, actually.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Chuck E. Cheese.
Now I want to go main event.
Oh, that one main event.
But
Do they?
Yeah.
I always went for bowling.
But anyways, what's on?
Okay, so we just covered the PSVR. Some of the businesses we have Starfinder icons have been announced. We have the Scorpio specs released for Xbox's new console, and we have the Mass Effect Andromeda animation and patch fixes.
Get Mass Effect out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
We'll go from there to Starfinder, okay? Because I mean, me and Paul both really want to talk about Starfinder for sure.
All right. So Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm on this long journey with Andromeda. I think I'm about 20 hours in right now, and it's just not. So I had quick update on my review. It's not going well.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm just struggling. There's a lot of frustrating things in this game. I was telling Dylan on my right over here, for just a quick example, one of the things that really ticked me off this week is I must have spent 7 hours on this one planet, just completing everything, doing side missions, whatever. Mm-hmm. And finally get done with it. I'm like, cool, done, let's wrap it up, get out of here. And my current objective said, go to your ship. Okay, of course, probably going to go have a conversation, and they'll give me the objective to the next planet. So on my way out, there's like 3 new side quests that popped up, and I'm just like, nope, I'm done. I'm ready to go to the next one. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Get up to the ship, and I have all these other side quests like with companions and stuff that want me to go to the Nexus and go over to this planet. It's just like, okay, I got a lot to do. Before I even get to that next new planet, I'm already going to go touch on all these companion missions and whatever. So I have enough on my plate. And I get up there, and I got to squeeze in time to mine resources and upgrade my equipment. I get back up there, have a conversation with this guy, and he's like, no, actually, you know that planet you just got done with that you spent 7 hours on? Yeah, go back. Oh, shit. Okay, I went back to this mission. The mission actually itself was pretty good. Yeah. I enjoyed it. But still, it's just like, let me go.
Yeah.
So let me go. And then I get back up there, and it's just like, oh, also, we need you to go back to this planet and go back to this place. And it's just like, you're wanting me to move forward by moving backward, and I'm not liking it.
Yeah.
So that's very frustrating.
Gotcha.
I think the game, honestly, my biggest struggle with it now, it's trying to do way too much.
Okay.
It is just shoving so many things in your face. It's overwhelming, and it's tedious, and it's just like, ugh. When I finally did get to the new planet, now it just feels repetitive.
Yeah. I'm glad you picked Andromeda then, because the games I've been playing, they all seem very clean cut. I know what I'm doing. There's no backtracking. The patch, though. Oh, right, of course.
You're
done talking about your struggling, actually.
All right, so there's 2 things, actually. The animation. One, there was a couple of animators that came out, and we actually shed some light on how animation works. And he said a couple of things he did. He came out on his Twitter. He worked on the first Mass Effect trilogy. His name's Jonathan Cooper. Just as we credit a team and an individual for a game's success, we should never single out one person for a team's failure. Oh, yeah. There was a BioWare employee that actually got, like, there was like a bunch of pissed off Andromeda fans went and kicked his ass. So,
they jumped him?
Yeah.
For real?
Oh, what?
Yeah. So
that's kind of scary.
Yeah. So
because of the game not doing well graphically?
I don't know. They were just upset about the game. I don't know the full story.
Well, I remember before the game even came out, fans were getting pissed at this one of the people who worked on the game because he got really political about white people. I won't go into detail about it, but he said some racist things about white people. And but it got fans really angry, and so I mean, and also recently they've had to come out and apologize about a transgender character in the game.
Yeah, they did. I don't really want to get into that.
Yeah. I mean, touch on it very lightly. They handled a transsexual character in the game very poorly.
I guess it's just people. It just sounds like stuff that everyone's gonna find crap to complain about.
I don't know. I mean,
but
I guess it doesn't about the. I guess it doesn't affect the game.
I think they were trying to please a certain fan base, but
I mean, BioWare's done that before. I think.
Yeah. Well, that's actually why fans are kind of angry. Was like, oh, you just put this character in just to make
fill
us
the
happy.
quota. Fill the quota. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Anyway.
Back to the
Jonathan Cooper's next tweet was, that said, animating an RPG is really, really big undertaking. Completely different from a game like Uncharted, so comparisons are unfair. Because people were comparing it to Uncharted and were like, well, the cutscenes in Uncharted are so great. What the hell's going on with
Uncharted is an action game.
They're actually handled very differently. Naughty Dog sits down and literally touches and directs and has character movements recorded and everything. Everything is an art. Every cinematic piece is an art.
Yeah.
And they are in control of everything. Fascinatingly enough, games like Andromeda, really big RPGs and stuff like that, there was an article that goes on to explain they use algorithms to determine some of these scenes. Some of these scenes the developers don't even see when they launch a game.
Really?
It's just it's the game engine doing it.
Oh, this line of code says that it smiles.
Yeah, this should be this response for that, and that should be this response for that. They just don't have the time.
So basically saying you can't blame one person for that.
You can't blame one person.
It's a whole
It's
system.
a whole team.
Gotcha.
And then it's also the game engine and how well the game engine's designed. So you can go and look at the game engineers and be like, well, you didn't get the algorithm right. So, stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into it. There's another article. I'm not going to go into it. But if you really want a good insight into how hard game animation is, this is just really, really a good one to go check it out. It's at Animestate, Roundtable, Mass Effect, Andromeda, and it's just a bunch of animators talking about how hard it is and how it goes, how it works. And
right. So back to the animation patches you saw.
So the patch.
Right. What happened?
I haven't noticed much, honestly, out of this patch, and I haven't.
Well, I think they said a series of patches.
It was, there's going to be a series of them. They did a lot better with the animations with the eyes. Characters don't look. It's not perfect. They don't look anywhere near as dead in the eyes
as they used. Yeah.
So they fixed that.
They're not talking to corpses.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
They are a lot better.
Cool.
It's not a lot. I mean, it's not great.
But
it's what they could do, and it does look better. So it doesn't look like you're talking to some silicon robot anymore. So that's good. As far as gameplay goes, I haven't noticed anything too bad. I'm interested. I need to get myself into a little bit more of a higher stress situation for the engine to see if that lag is still there, because that is just being consistent.
So your general answer is that with the animations and patches,
animations are a little bit better.
Makes it look a little better.
Makes it look a little.
What
better.
else do the patches add? Did they add anything else you know of?
Not that I've really
looked into that.
They did a lot of multiplayer patches. I know that.
For the Andromeda multiplayer.
Yeah, which
have you tried that?
Not looking forward to it, but if I'm reviewing it, I have to. So.
I know that. I know that. I know at the end of April, Neo is launching its multiplayer, like player versus player multiplayer set for Neo, and I can already tell you from what I've played from Neo, it's probably going to end up being a bunch of dudes strafing back and forth and just spamming blocks.
Yeah.
So get a parry option like that. I mean, it's kind of like Dark Souls, but basically more dodgy and just.
Sounds like Neo kind of took the same route as Bloodborne.
I say blocking. I bring up blocking because I found out actually. When you play Neo, you don't have to actually be facing the enemy, but if you're holding the block button, it will block the attack.
Oh, really?
I had my guy facing my back to an enemy, to an Oni, with a sword, and when he swung at me, my block actually blocked it from behind.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you don't have to actually face him. So I thought that was pretty generous. So
was it kind of like a ninja block where you just went...
My Kusarigama, I put it over my head and blocked it with a chain from behind me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, I mean, it just seems very generous with the blocking. So I think multiplayer will just be a bunch of noobs holding blocks and just strafing, blocking. I mean, at that point, hopefully it's like Dark Souls where you can punish them, just break their stamina, finish them.
Honestly, a lot of it was for the multiplayer and just balancing issues.
So nothing really even big.
Nothing even that big, but
So
there
so
was.
It's not competitive multiplayer,
They fixed
right?
some animations. Like one of them's like fixed an issue with riders' movements when running in a zigzag pattern.
So they come out a week in advance announcing that they're gonna have updates.
It's really
and
nice.
their first update's just, hey, we heard you guys didn't like the animations. We fixed the animations a little bit. The eyes look better. It's like something you probably wouldn't even fucking notice the first time you play through. Is the eye? Is her eyes different? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
Good job, BioWare.
When I first booted up after the patch, it was like updating patch. I was like, okay, cool. And I got into a conversation. I was just like, that's a little bit better. It's not perfect.
Just somewhat.
The patch isn't even that big, so.
Oh, I gotcha. It's free. It's just nothing picking up.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing. So
Gotcha.
it's them trying, but it's not going to fix anything.
Well, it's good to hear that they're
I still have. Well, I have a quest that I can't even turn in yet or finish. I can't even complete this quest because it's bugged.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all couldn't get around to that, but let's make sure.
Multiplayer works.
Let's make sure all the multiplayer works, and let's make sure those eyes.
Is it
don't look
competitive or is it just like Mass Effect 3 where
strange.
it's?
I don't know. I really don't.
based on like Horde that you play like with like 3 dudes fighting the master.
Yeah.
I mean, you may have to review the multiplayer because I'm just not interested in it.
I'm not buying that.
I would say if you're gonna review the game, I would play multiplayer just for a little bit, just to see what it is.
If it's not on Steam, I'm not buying it.
Give some input on it.
All right.
Is that it on Mass Effect?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So if we're done talking about Mass
Hopefully
Effect,
by next podcast, I'll have it done, and we don't have to talk about it anymore, and I can just have the review out there, and I can just move on to something that's gonna make me happy, like Neo.
oh yeah, absolutely. It'll make you happy from what I've played so far.
Okay.
But moving on from that, we can go ahead and talk into for anybody who likes to play tabletop RPGs, anybody who likes to do the rolling of the dice, who likes to pretend there's some fighter do with a broadsword, some wizard do with a magic spells. If that doesn't do it for you, Pathfinder has announced that they are moving towards a sci-fi tabletop RPG known as Starfinder, and they have recently, just this past week, announced the iconic characters and their classes for the Starfinder game.
This is going to be so awesome.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm taking the guys through an adventure path called Rise of the Rune Lords right now in Pathfinder. As soon as that's done, I'm going to take them through Starfinder. And, I mean, I have
So
no words.
excited.
I mean, of course, you're being human, which is boring.
Whatever.
You're boring.
It is what it is.
Whatever.
Human soldier.
Well, I mean, if we're
Let's get
looking
it done.
at not just humans, I actually have the list right up here. There is, from what I've seen, from what they've announced so far, there is
there's
7 races.
There's like 2 insect-like races.
Yeah.
There
the
are
rat folk.
there are the
One of them's like a hive mind.
there
Can you
are
imagine role playing a hive mind?
no.
No,
Well,
they broke away from
Let's,
it.
Oh, they broke away
let's
from
talk
it?
about
Okay.
it. I have them all right here.
Okay, go for it.
So we have the La Junta, which are a race of telepaths and technomancers. Oh, never mind. They're just a race of telepathic.
Do they have the 2 little...
They have like little antenna things.
Yeah, they
look
got
like
the 2
weird,
little antennas.
like insectile women-looking things. I don't know. There are androids, which are artificial people, so you can play as sci-fi androids. They have the Vesk, which are powerful reptilian aliens. So they're your big, basic frontliners. They basically look like giant dragonborn from Pathfinder.
I feel like you should do a Vesk.
I'd say Vesk, he was a big soldier dude. The iconic soldier is the Vesk.
It reminds me of that bounty hunter from Star Wars. The lizard
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
That's what it totally is.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, also,
Except this one looks a lot cooler.
Yeah,
Here,
look-
the-
I'll hear that.
looks like you can mistake him for like a really buff Garrus from like Mass Effect.
That's cool.
Like a reptilian scaled looking dude.
Yeah, like kind of a mix between the Krogan and
I forgot what they're called, Garrus' race.
Terrians.
Yeah,
Terrians.
Terrians. Yeah.
Terrians and the Quark.
Kind of like
Yeah,
a mix
yeah,
between
yeah.
the 2.
Yeah, they're like basically like really buff Terrians with like kind of more like actual lizard reptilian looking faces. They're like almost buff Argonians. There you go. That's better. Stay RPGs, buff Argonians. Moving on from that, we have the Shirin, which these are the insectile people who are recently broken free from a predatory hive mind. So they were a part of a hive mind that was like acting as like a kind of aggressive. If you played Warhammer 40k, kind of like the Tyranids, a very aggressive, like destroy all the life forces, I guess, hive mind, and they broke away from that.
Yeah.
Or like the Forsaken from World of Warcraft, they were under a big power, broke away from it, living with that.
Okay, gotcha.
There are the Kasatha. These ones look really cool. They are 4-armed aliens from a desert world.
Yeah, I feel
Those
like
guys look cool.
They got like crazy forearm. Like I would love to play with forearms. Like 4 pistols, just like.
I think
bop,
Tevis
dudes.
is the only one to do that.
Think so?
Because yeah, we did our custom tabletop RPG that one time,
Yeah.
and he loved having forearms in that.
Homebrew.
Homebrewers
Yeah.
are fun until you get to combat and everything's unbalanced.
Everything's just broken.
I'm sure they're gonna have some rule where you can't make multiple attacks with your arms. I don't know. They have that in Pathfinder because there are some races that have 4 arms.
I can't wait till they come out with BCA.
The Beast. Oh, for Starfinder?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine
That's
they're
gonna
gonna
be so
fight.
cool.
Moving on from the Kasatha.
I hope they have something kind of like similar to the Brood in StarCraft. I just want send a massive wave.
Well, I'm sure we're talking.
like enemies that you guys.
I mean, we're talking about an insectile race breaking free from our predatory hive mind. Do you think we're gonna have an enemy race of just monsters that are just insect things that eat you?
Yeah.
Think Starship Troopers.
What do you think the tone?
That's amazing.
Starship Troopers.
What do you think the tone of it's gonna be?
I think it'll be more like part of
I mean, is it
Pathfinder.
gonna be like?
It'd probably be more like sci-fi grimdark, probably. But I mean, it's
we
an
talking
open
like-
RPG. It's an
So-
open RPG.
We're talking like.
So we need to keep in mind that there's still magic in the sci-fi universe.
There is actually, and also
And so
I haven't gone through all of the iconic races yet, but they also released classes. So
What?
after the race, we'll talk about the classes.
Oh, that's right. They
Yeah,
do,
yeah. So
I mean, I know that when I'm going to take you guys through, I'm going to put you on an outer rim kind of planet and throw you kind of Wild West situation at first, and have you guys like have some common reason why you all in a group together.
it's basically the sci-fi equivalent of being in a tavern and meeting everybody.
Kind of think of Firefly to a degree. Is that Pathfinder?
I'm interested. I really want to see what the tone of it's going to be.
Right.
Like, what type of world are they creating?
Yeah.
Because if it's like Pathfinder, they're going to have set worlds like Golarion. They're going to have worlds you can play on.
Empires, too.
They'll release whole books. They'll probably release whole splat books.
This is so huge for them. This is a new universe.
Yeah, it's
the same universe, just like
Right,
a thousand.
but, you know,
a
but
thousand
in a
years
way,
in the
it's like
future,
a
I
new
think.
thousands of.
It's like a new thing that they can just really just go crazy with and write tons of books.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
I mean,
the
speaking
deal
of crazy,
is
speaking of
so
crazy.
they've talked about what their plans for it, and so when it releases, they're going to do one adventure path for it. Not a full one, I think, just a small one to get people kind of going and get them a little.
Introduce them to the game.
Yeah, and then they're going to release some more Pathfinder adventure paths. Then they said that then they are going to make a lot of content for Starfinder.
Well, speaking about Starfinder, we still have the humans, which are they're just humans. They're just basic dudes. And then, speaking of crazy a minute ago, there is actually a race called the Isokai, which are commonly called rat folk. They're basically gnomes. They're the really small rat dudes.
Yeah.
And they're plucky and a hot-headed race.
I hope I hope dwarves are still in the game. Make them like the magical weapon makers or something like that.
It doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
But this is just sort of
they're going to make more announcements, and obviously
they're going to add more races.
They're going to add more to it. And as the years goes on, we'll get new races and new classes.
Same with Pathfinder. It's all about the splat books.
This
but
thing
also,
will grow so big.
Speaking about Starfinder, how he thinks would happen with it, we could talk about, are they going to do what Pathfinder did and just release a whole bunch of books? Like, one of the problems Pathfinder has now in its lifespan is that there's so much feats and added on like archetypes and rules that you can only get through splat books. There's so much material that it's hard to balance all at once. It's becoming a very clustered
I wonder how they'll handle.
I'm wondering if they go more like D&D 3.5 or 5th edition, and they just really simplify the game. Maybe keep it like a really basic Pathfinder, but obviously focusing more on shooting.
I mean, that's interesting how they're going to do. I wonder how they're going to handle like martial classes and stuff like that. If everybody's ranged, what's stopping an enemy from targeting our healer or whatever? If everybody's in the back.
That's a good point. Like, what's going to happen to the healer if everyone has machine guns? They're
Exactly.
just gonna, I'll probably cover with it more chance.
I wonder,
But they're probably going to add a lot more about miss chances.
Do you think they?
I hope they kind of separate the how to hit an opponent from melee and range.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's a little different, and the only issue with that is if they do it like that, where it's not just one global AC. or armored class, I should say.
Well, they don't have that now. They have armor class and touch AC.
Yeah.
They have all that now.
Well,
They
that's
can do
for
it, but-
magic though. But if you add in bullets into that scenario where it's like different armor.
Well, I mean, they have guns in Pathfinder now with the gunslinger, and gunslingers actually go against touch AC as well.
Oh, really?
So like their bullets and everything hit touch AC.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know how it works. I mean, obviously, if you're dealing in a scenario that has guns, they're going to build armor to combat guns.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how it's going to work. But moving on from that.
Real quick, I want to say this before we move on.
Okay, go ahead.
That there's only two ways I could see them doing it, and there's obviously they're making the game. They'll probably these are probably both wrong, and they'll do something awesome. But you either introduce like an aggro type system that DMs have to take into account, like this guy's generating this much aggro, and it's DM's job to take it.
It just depends.
Or you introduce a class that just has a ton of taunts.
Maybe, or I mean, like I said, they're probably gonna play it more. It may feel more like Gears of War, in the fact that you're gonna need to find cover, and being in the open may be bad for you. They may go to where they may change how health pools work. You may end up having more HP. They may add up to where guns don't have static bonuses. It's hard. I mean, all we have is the iconics.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's just a lot. It's just fun to look into that, really see.
I mean,
what
it'd be awesome if like the soldiers, for example, got a feat, like if they or a special ability where they've got something called like suppression fire, for example, maybe where it like makes it so where they're more likely to get hit or they can't fire at this moment and do things like that.
That's something I don't want them to do in feats, because that's a problem Pathfinder has. Things like power attack, deadly aim.
No, not feats, but like a special ability.
I guess so. Maybe just keep stuff like that. Where like I think stuff like suppressing fire should be something anybody could do. Really, like realistically, anybody who's shooting with a gun
make that
can
like
shoot.
a combat maneuver.
Anybody who
or
can
something
shoot with
like
a
that.
gun, like for a standard action, you can save your turn, delay your action, and if they come out and attack your buddy, then you attack and scare him back. That'd be cool. Because then you can have a dude who's the healer, instead of being the dude who runs out in the open, maybe stick the healer in the back with like a pistol or rifle and have him like delay his action. If the soldier goes up and gets ambushed in like a firefight, if that dude gets up to shoot as a soldier, the guy in the back with suppressing fire can keep him down. That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I think it'd be great to see. I think with guns, you just have a lot more options to have a lot different combat system, obviously, than Pathfinder. But moving on from that, let's talk about the actual classes that came with the iconics. So we talked about the Lashunta, and the class that it was given. The character's name is Raya, the Lashunta Technomancer. Technomancers are they're the magical version of computer programmers. Basically, they hack the laws of physics. So we already have a kind of magic character who is focusing more on technology. So it's like hacking computers, disabling scientific traps, like maybe like laser tripwires or locked doors, like a laboratory that has like a security lock. Maybe a hacker can get in there and break it. Maybe they can take like we see that maybe they're talking about mechanics having AIs as like combat allies. Maybe the Technomancer can help fight against AI enemies. Because obviously, if we're talking sci-fi, we're probably going to fight robotic stuff. It's like clerics fighting undead. It's more specific. It's more specialized, but it's specific to that class. That'd be cool. Other than that, we have operatives. The android it's a android operative, and they use stealth and skill to get in and out of dangerous situations. It's your equivalent of like a sci-fi rogue. You basically get to be the dude who can get in there, get past detection, and get everything. It's basically a rogue.
Yeah.
Nothing special really, just a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
The soldier. All it says here is that they specialize in heavy weapons and armor.
We're just here to kick ass, take names.
So I mean, that's already saying they're probably going to put it through windows where like if you aren't a soldier, you can't use a heavy assault rifle.
Yeah.
You're gonna be stuck with that. So maybe you could do something with that. Like maybe you could have it to where maybe only the heavy assault rifle could do suppressing fire. The more heavy fire weapons, maybe those ones you can like what's it called?
It has little special abilities for the weapons themselves.
That'd be cool too.
Kind of like how for polearms, like some of them have like reach,
trip,
or
race.
trip,
for
disarm,
sure.
stuff
That'd
like that.
be cool, actually.
Yeah.
So they're more skilled in heavy weapons and armor. So there's going to be heavy, medium, light armor again, probably. But that's all it has in the soldier. So it's looking like sci-fi fighter. It's looking like the dude who just comes in and
he's just there to break it up.
I have the saw light machine gun. I'm gonna just gun down some alien dudes.
Pretty much.
Moving on from that, we have the Mystic, and this is the insectoid race. The Iconics is a Mystic. and they channel the universe's mysterious energies,
This one's interesting.
often through
Yeah.
faith in a god. So gods still exist.
There's always
They
gonna be
sound
a
like they
religious
might be
component.
the clerics.
That sounds like a cleric, true, because it says they often get it through a god.
Yeah.
But it says often, so maybe we don't even maybe it's going to offer that idea to not actually be devoted to a god. But we
Yeah.
did talk about Pathfinder. This is basically set in the same system, same universe, in the far future. So maybe it's the same gods that have survived from Pathfinder, because Iomedae, Asmodeus.
Mhm.
Maybe they're all still there.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, actually. Have kind of like
I'm
A
sure
link in
Asmodeus
systems.
is still going to be there.
oh,
but-
the evil demon lord, of course.
Oh, it'd be awesome too if some of these gods reached out to certain classes as their little for their churches. Like Iomedae is the
Lawful good god, basically
Yeah,
paladins. The paladin god.
It'd be awesome if she was like, oh, I want tough guys, so I want a bunch of soldiers, and it appeals to the soldiers and whatnot, and they get
Maybe make the faith system not locked to classes,
yeah.
but give those classes who are more like mystic, give them more options. Like you can get boons if you worship gods,
Yeah.
but if you're a mystic and channel them, you get actual spells.
Sure.
Because let's be honest. The ninth level cleric spells in Pathfinder, divine spells are kick ass. I mean, can you imagine having that in like a sci-fi setting?
Oh,
That's
God.
that's still going to be useful. I mean, no matter where you are, throwing fire from your hands is always going to be
Have, like-
ridiculously good.
Have like a mystic summon a technological angel,
Summon some like cyborg angel, that'd be dope.
but
But going on from that, we have the Solarian. So the Solarian, I don't know what its main focus is going to be.
let me look.
All it says is that the Solarian it shapes the energies of stars and black holes into armor and weapons for themselves. So they make their own weapon and armor through black hole material and stars.
You shoot at one of these guys with like some a rail gun, and you're like, I'm gonna do like 40-10 damage. Amazing, and just a black hole appears. Nope.
Are they surrounded by a weird black void?
I don't know, man.
That'd be
That
kinda scary.
sounds nuts.
That sounds cool.
There's a lot in that one sentence.
Yeah.
But that's all they give you. They just say, hey, we actually, create our weapons through star energy and black matter.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm not excited about Starfinder is having to relearn a system.
It'll be okay. We'll
But-
figure it out.
Hopefully, it doesn't change too much.
Moving
but-
on from that, we have the human envoy. So the envoys the next class we're talking about, and they use their wit and charm to bolster allies and demoralize or befuddle enemies.
Bard.
Bard and sci-fi.
Yeah.
Except more focused on being an emissary type. You're more like you're the party face.
Yeah.
So, pretty basic. And then the last one is the rat folk race, and he is a mechanic. So the mechanic is they build their own custom drones and rely on an implanted AI in their minds to aid them in combat. So the mechanic you're going to see using like technology and like AI chips, like programming chips to make yourself better in combat. Maybe eventually get cybernetic implants, like get a robot arm. Maybe get like a robot eye. And you can create drones that fight with you in combat. So you can build a little gun drone to fly around you.
Cool.
That one was pretty cool. But that's all the ones they gave us. Technomancer, Operative, Soldier, Mystic, Solarian, Envoy, and Mechanic. I mean, overall, I mean, from what I'm looking at,
I'm very excited.
looks really cool. Absolutely.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
So
All right, we're going to...
That was all of our stuff on Starfinder. That was all the iconics and everything. So the only thing we have left to talk about today really is the released specs for the Project Scorpio that Microsoft is releasing.
Still don't have the name.
No,
Still
it's just
don't have the price.
we have Scorpio. I have Scorpio specs written down, but it just says Project Scorpio.
well, I bet they're just going to say Xbox
Scorpio.
One S.
Oh, 1S.
I think 1S. I don't know. There I have the Xbox
Xbox One
Is
Scorpio.
the Slim that came out last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because
that's
they're saying
what
right here,
So it's
Xbox
gonna
One
combine
S.
But anyways, let's just quickly go over like the differences between the
Sure.
Scorpio and the PS4 Pro. I think that's the emphasis of what
Well,
they're
the
trying
emphasis
to
of
do.
the whole article we're looking at, from what we can see, is that the reason why they're putting so much emphasis on showing us these specs so early is to really put it in Sony's face.
Well, yeah, they're taking a jab at PlayStation for sure.
Because I mean, they've
They've even come out and said PlayStation 4 Pro has nothing on us. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've been talking about it last week, the last time we recorded, and now, I mean, PS4 outperformed Xbox One when it released. I believe, we all believe, and you could argue with the data, everything. It's pretty clear that Xbox fell behind.
Yeah.
And so
this
is their idea. This
mean,
is basically one big media ploy.
This is definitely them trying to. This is their biggest ever. They're trying to make the comeback.
Yeah.
They're trying to, like, with 26 million units sold compared to PlayStation's 54, and this is them, like, all right, we're gonna hit this, we're gonna catch up, and it's gonna be an Xbox world from now on. That's what they're trying to do with this, I believe.
Do we believe that?
I mean, new consoles are cool, but games are better, right?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
So, all right, so let's go over this. So we have an 8-core custom x86 cores clocked at 2.3 gigahertz versus the 8 Jaguar cores clocked at 2.1 gigahertz. That's CPU. GPU, this is Scorpio to PS4 Pro. GPU, 40 customized complete units at 1172 megahertz versus the 36 improved GCN compute units at
911 megahertz.
Yeah. Memory is 12 gigabytes.
PS4 is 8.
PS4 is 8.
Memory bandwidth is 326.
218. Hard drive's the same, 1 terabyte. And then optical drive is 4K. And
that's the big one they're pushing.
Yeah.
The fact that PS4 Pro is Blu-ray and Project Scorpio is pushing 4K.
Just watch
ultra high definition.
Just watch Sony laugh at that and come out with
I know
even
PS4
better
Pro
one.
has 4K.
I mean, the Xbox One's probably just putting their dick out too early, and PS4 and PC's like, that's cool. We did the same thing, but the fact that you told us what you're doing, we're going to be better than you now. So
it is the more powerful console.
For sure.
For sure.
Doesn't matter if they don't get more games out.
It's got the 6 teraflops. It's got everything else. Honestly, a little disappointed with how high and mighty they're talking about this machine. That's only got 1 terabyte. I mean, you're talking about the consoles be the king of consoles, and 1 terabyte? Really? We couldn't squeeze a second one in there?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's not stepping up.
You've been talking such a big game. You couldn't get 2 terabytes in there.
Yeah.
Anyway. So...
I mean, yeah, that just seems like, I mean, it's pretty it's pretty cut and paste. They've come out real early, said that they're challenging PS4. They're challenging, hey, check it out. We're going to post our links comparing our specs to yours. We're better than you in every way.
Yeah. I think I read an article. They had, God, what game? I think it was Forza or something.
Forza?
And, I don't know. They had
the motor game?
They had Forza in it running on a regular Xbox, like Day 1 edition, not the S. It was... using 90% of the Xbox's power to run that game. Xbox Scorpio was using only 60%.
Okay.
So they cut down 30% of the cost. Okay, that's cool. That's great. Yeah, it's a more powerful machine. We get that. Comes back to the original question. What are we going to play on it?
Well, we can only wait till E3 for sure.
Yeah.
But, I get what you're saying. We do need more games. We need more reason to buy the console. That's like, buying a nice, buying something nice and saying, oh yeah, it looks great. It looks super cool. It looks wonderful. And then you open it and there's fucking nothing inside.
Yeah,
you buy everything because it looks nice, it looks cool, and then you open it and it sucks.
I said it last podcast. I gave my Xbox One to Avery because I was not playing any games on it.
I mean, that's the thing.
What was the last game that you played on there?
Gears of Destiny, but before that, I think
the last game was Destiny.
Oh yeah, I mean, I played that. I played Destiny for a little bit, and I take a break. I played Destiny for a little bit, and I take a break.
It's been a while then.
But Destiny was probably the last game I played on it. But I played some Gears on it last year. I don't remember, honestly.
Speaking of Gears, I bought Gears of War 4, and I fucking hated it. Did not like that game at all.
Do y'all think that they're just... Look, the conference is going to go one or two ways at E3.
Mm-hmm.
It's, here's the Scorpio, here's the price. I'm telling you, $600 machine.
Well, I mean, there's like a set standard you have to kind of expect when you're talking about consoles, because when you're talking about E3 performances, there's like a set bar, like how bad you do.
I think,
top being like,
Well, we've seen some bad conferences.
Top is like Bethesda, Fallout 4, when it came out, everyone was like shitting their pants. Bottom is like Nintendo when they released the Wii, and like that whole conference they were like playing the Wii music thing. It was the worst conference ever.
Ubisoft never has a good conference.
No, they're always dog shit.
Aisha Taylor God bless her. I don't know how much they're paying her to go out there and make an embarrassment of herself, but she needs to
Oh.
stop.
Yeah.
We like you too much. Just stop. You're a nice person.
I agree with Whiskey Tex in the chat. I think it's going to be 500.
$500 is what he's saying.
Yeah,
I
because
think they're gonna push for 6.
No way.
Because
No way.
right now the Xbox One is 400, right? Brand new.
Xbox One.
They
Yeah.
can't expect like a $200
I
jump
think-
in price.
I think
I think it's
they'll-
around 400. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they're going to drop $100 on it, make it 300, and then just keep it 200.
I think you're
difference
right.
between-
Obviously, they will definitely drop the price for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Going up to the Scorpio's launch for sure. I would think so.
I-
But the
because
conference.
the other reason why I think that it'll be $500 though is because I think they also talked about putting different hardware on it, that you can like put on the Scorpio itself at last year's E3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about if they still plan on doing that. But if they do that, I think that's what their main goal is going to be for making a profit, is through the additive stuff that you can
Sure.
put on the console.
All right, real quick, the conference.
Mm.
So it's either gonna go like this: they're gonna show off the Scorpio, and that'll be it. Yay, everybody! I mean, I made some extra stuff like that. Or, and this would be the best case scenario for them: they come out, they start with a console, they tell us all about it, and then they show off. And here's all these unannounced projects that we've been keeping totally a secret that are coming out, along the way and right at and shortly after the launch of the Scorpio.
I really do
And-
believe, looking at everything we talked about from the different companies, I really do believe that this E3 will probably be one of the more interesting ones.
I think so, too.
I think
Yeah.
this E3 is probably going to be one that I actually think they might release. There might be a lot of big announcements on all parts.
There's going to be it's huge for everybody. PlayStation's coming into E3 as king of the consoles. PlayStation 4 is coming out as king of the consoles, and they have to do something that's going to keep their reign up. Nintendo, for all of us speculators, has to prove to us that this is
For sure. Everybody's got
that
to.
this is going to be a real deal. And Xbox just has a lot to prove.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The at E3 all I want is to see the one that I want to see the most is the PC gaming stage, because last E3 we got 100 titles announced. One of them being like the vampire game set in like the 1800s. And that game looks phenomenal, and I can't wait for it to come out. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but
Looks cool.
Oh, Whiskey Tex has a correction he'd like to make.
I see that. Yeah, I was looking at that. I mean,
Oh,
he's probably right.
You can easily get a current
1S.
1S for under $400.
Probably could, honestly.
Okay,
maybe.
there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with him, where I absolutely don't think it'll be $600.
I don't know, man.
I think 500 is more in the ballpark.
They did $600 for the PlayStation 3 when it came out.
Oh yeah,
And
it's awful.
it bombed because
Yeah.
of it. So
no one's gonna pay that much.
It was like an $800.
If you're selling
bundle.
400 now for consoles, you can't just jump from 400 as a standard to
400 to 300 to 600.
600.
Yeah.
Dude, we were just talking about it. The common, like the average man, the poor dudes, like
Can't-
us, dude, I can't pay $600 for a console.
Yeah.
I'd rather, dude, if it's $600 for an Xbox, that's pushing the range where I honestly would probably just buy a low end gaming PC for 900 or 1,000. I'd rather just drop 400 more for a gaming PC that actually give me more content than an Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna 600 for an Xbox when that's pushing
Well,
low end PCs.
Maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I am. So,
I
Who
think
knows,
you
man?
are.
all right, you guys ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, that's all we got to talk about today.
That's
Yeah.
it.
We've
We're
got
good.
through all our points.
And thanks for tuning in to the Checkpoint.
Absolutely.
We did not say the Checkpoint at the beginning of our first show.
We didn't do it again either.
Okay.
And the
No.
email that you can send us an email to is the Lone Star Gaming channel at gmail.com.
Oh, did you say the checkpoint?
I said it was Lone Star Gaming.
All right. Well, we do have an email. I think we do now.
We do.
Called the Checkpoint. The Lone
We
Star
do?
Gaming.
Oh,
If not, we're gonna figure it out.
the Lone Star Gaming channel is the email you can email us at.
Okay.
gmail.com.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna have that one. Yeah.
All right,
I don't know for that.
we have a couple of YouTube videos up. We're gonna get more up. Like, subscribe, share on that. That's under Lone Star Gaming channel on YouTube. Put new content up there every week. Anything else? You
Nothing
can find
else.
this on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
SoundCloud, YouTube. We try and we record on Fridays or Saturday nights, and if you come in while we're recording, we will be recording Lone Star Gaming channel.
About 8:30, 9 o'clock every Friday or Saturday night.
It depends.
Depends on everybody's schedule. That's when you can find us broadcasting live.
Yeah.
If you stick around,
We're going to play a video game.
we're going to play something.
We haven't decided yet.
We're going to take a short break here.
We're
and come right back.
considering either playing Neo for a little bit, or we may just find a little Steam gameplay for a little bit. So
Did you guys bring a PS4
Yeah, we got the PS4.
right here?
Oh, yeah.
mm-hmm.
We'll play some Neo, buddy.
That is a yes. Come back in about an hour. We'll have Neo going.
Not
Play.
an hour,
Half
but
hour.
Nah, an hour.
I mean, I'm going to keep. I'm going to continue streaming and turn on the webcam and everything in just a minute. But
All right, cool.
All right, cool.
yeah,
All right,
so
well, this has been The Checkpoint. Thanks for tuning in.
thank you.
Like, subscribe, check.